All right, guys, you crazy grasshoppers. We got some mean dudes on here today, and I'm not one of them. So I want to introduce everybody. I'll start with Mark Puttenvik up at the top. We call him Mark Shirtless Puttenvik. He usually does not have a shirt on everywhere he is. Mark's actually a good friend of mine, has become a good friend of mine. He actually was a trainer, a strength coach with the New York Rangers many years ago. I did not know him at the time, but we got to know each other here doing a lot of stuff. He's a fantastic trainer, really mental and physical trainer for a lot of people. So, Mark, great to have you on board.
Hey, Tom.
And he's got us on board here today, Jamal Patterson, Jamal the Scoop Patterson. And correct me if I'm wrong here. You're currently an MMA fighter, correct?
You're wrong. Retired.
Retired? Oh, you're retired
a
now?
long time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Good deal. Well, he was a very successful fighter, and Mark helped train him. And Alan, you're training now still, correct? Are you?
Yeah, I'm just operating my martial arts schools and not competing really anymore. So I'm just concentrating on developing new martial arts.
On this thing, you know?
That's old Jesus. Is that what it is? Yeah. So this is Alan Teal. So he's it's funny. Mark was telling me a story about how he got in. I should be careful with this. We got in a little confrontation on the street and held off about 12 guys. So I started looking up pictures of you, and I wanted to see this guy, like the big monster guy or whatever. He's in there. So obviously very good at what you do. So great to have you guys on board. So Jamal, so I did a little research, and Mark helped me out. You set a record you were on cover of Sports Illustrated many years ago as well, right? Set a record?
Not a cover. Like way back in like the last page when I was in high school, there was a section I used to do called Faces in the Crowd. And it was for like an outstanding achievement. I had a good game playing in football. I had a bunch of yards, so they
had 400 yards, didn't you?
Yeah. There's a kid.
Nice.
There's a kid actually at my brother's college. When my brother Jared went to school, my brother Jared Patterson went to University of Buffalo, and it was a running back this weekend from University of Buffalo named Jared Patterson that just had like 400 yards rushing.
Good. And then after high school, you went on to Colgate.
Yeah. I played football at Colgate.
Wow.
Back in when did I graduate? 97, 98.
Wow.
And then after that, I started training jiu-jitsu and went to Abu Dhabi. Alan did as well. Won the trials, and then started fighting. And when I was about 32, 33 years old, I was older when I started fighting.
Yeah, we both were.
You can do that thing.
And they called you the Suit because you were working during the day as a salesman or something, and then you're also.
Yeah, at the time I was, I was like, how Alan is now with the suit on, but now I'm strictly a sweatshirt guy right now. Now I'm strictly a gym. I'm a gym rat full time now.
Really? Do you have your own gym?
Yeah. So now I have a gym here in Union, New Jersey. It's a mixed martial arts gym called. I'm trying to get out of the shade. I see. Let me get in the shade here. There we go. Called All Star Mixed Martial Arts in Union. But yeah, that's all I do full time now.
Good. So what's the name of that gym again, just in case people want to know where it is?
It's All Star Mixed Martial Arts. It's in Union, New Jersey.
Fantastic. Good. And so you're taking on, you have people come in now, you train them in martial arts and.
Yeah. So, I when I first started, I had a lot of fighters. I had guys and girls, actually more girls that were in the UFC. And then, I kind of got away from that, and I'm just more focused on running my business. And, we got a pretty good size facility, good size gym, a lot of good members, and enjoying it a lot. At first it was me to coaching athletes. Now I'm trying to teach guys how to just have a little bit of confidence. It's cool because I got people that met their wives at my gym.
Oh, nice. That's very cool. Very cool. And Alan, were you in New Jersey as well?
I am. I'm located in Fort Lee.
Good. And you've got a couple of gyms, don't you?
I do. I've got one gym in Woodland Park that's operated by a guy named Jamie Cruz, who's one of Renzo Gracie's original students from back in the day. And so Jamie runs Woodland Park, and I've got another school in Fort Lee with a partner, Chris Skelly, who is one of the coaches and managers for the U.S. Olympic Judo team. And we run the facility in Fort Lee together.
Very cool. And are you still fighting as well?
No. I retired probably in like 08, 07, something like that. Yeah.
Good deal. And what's the name of your gym so people, again, can get a hold of you if they want?
My gyms are called Renzo Gracie Fort Lee and Renzo Gracie Woodland Park.
Right.
And they're just basically operating out of the towns that they are, titled after. Good.
How's the COVID-19 affected your guys' business?
So yeah, it's been challenging for sure. One of the things that Jamal and I talk about on a daily basis, weekly basis, is how to keep our community safe how best to operate given the guidelines that the governors and the mayors have kind of directed towards us. Hasn't been easy, but the students have been really great about showing up to class. I've got a lot of support. Of course, there's a lot of people with a little bit of PTSD waiting to come back to train once the vaccines are released. But by and large, we're back, we're up and running classes, and it's been great so far.
Yeah, it didn't slow me up. I'm killing it.
Oh.
I signed up post-COVID. I probably signed up over 80 members post-COVID.
Wow. Excellent.
Yeah, so I signed up 50 members last month, 54 members last month. I think I signed up 30 this month. We might close down, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? If you close down, I don't think it's going to be for 3 or 4 months this time. Might be a month. So I'll survive. We'll all survive. We're all winners. We all get through it.
There you go. I like that attitude there. I like that. This is what it is. Got to deal with it. So Jamal, Allen, and Mark all trained together at one point many years ago. So Jamal and Allen, was Mark always walking around with no shirt on?
Yeah, he was like, well, see, the problem was where we were at that time. I don't know if I can say what to say.
Go ahead.
Mark would have been the only natural guy in the gym.
Yeah. I'm the one who passed the drug.
We met at we were training in a facility that was in a Gold's Gym.
Oh.
And let's just say that, I'm a pretty big guy. There was a lot of guys much bigger than me there.
Imagine how I felt, bro.
Yeah. Chemical enhancement there.
Yeah.
Chemically enhanced. That's good.
There was a lot of enhancements to that gym.
There you go. So the reason we're all getting together right now, there's a great event on Saturday. It's Adopt a Cop is the charity. And what's happening is all these jiu-jitsu and MMA fighters and trainers are all getting together to put on a clinic. And everybody pays $100 to get in for this clinic for 3 hours, right? From 12 to 3, I think it is.
Correct.
Right. And then all the money raised goes towards the charity Adopt a Cop. And Mark, what is Adopt a Cop? Is it to help?
I'm not familiar completely with it, but it's a law enforcement.
Good.
Maybe Alan, could you expand upon that a bit?
Yeah, I can.
Or Jamal.
Yeah, either or. So, it's a nonprofit run by ex-Navy SEAL, pro MMA fighter Mitch Aguiar.
It's Mitch's.
What he did is he created a foundation basically to help train police officers. They try to get them to the level of blue belt. The idea being that it's not the idea. The fact is, the more trained and better prepared they are in terms of not like self-defense, defending themselves, confidence, will just help them, be better at conflict resolution, make them a little bit more confident every time they approach a new situation, make them confident when they have to get into a hand-to-hand, one-on-one combat situation, just because they're doing it every day. And I think the other most important thing for these guys is being in organizations and communities like mine and Allen's, where they're not hanging out with just cops. You know what I mean? That they're going to be training with people from different racial, social, economic backgrounds, and get out of their little bubble and start coming into other communities and being a part of those communities. Because when you join schools like ours, it's not like it's not like a Club KO or LA Fitness. When you come and join our facilities, you become an integral member of our team and our family, and you become part of our culture. And I think that culture only benefits everyone and anyone, not only from a confidence building standpoint, from the chokes and arm bars, but from the from the outreach you have with other people and developing relationships with people all over from different cultures and everything. Henzo's texting you, Alan. You might want to look real quickly. I don't know if he wants to jump on.
Hold up. Let me see.
So, and I agree totally, Jamal, what you said there. Like, don't you think like people, men and women, when they're able to physically handle themselves and defend themselves, and they feel much more confident about themselves, and they don't feel like they need to have a confrontation, right? They're not looking to prove themselves because they know they can do it.
Yeah, like with me, I don't confrontations. Listen, how many people still test me? I'm a big guy, and I look at them and I'm like, bro, I'm not. It's not really that serious. I don't have anything to prove. I proved it already.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm the last person to fight. I see a fight, I go the other way. You know what I mean? I don't have anything to prove, but I tell you what, I'll defend myself in a second if I have to.
Right.
Hey, guys, Tom and I know Mitch. In fact, So Bill Bryant was Navy. He was SEAL Team 8, good friend of mine. We put together this swim across the Hudson. It's a fundraiser for GI Go Fund. There's a lot of other people involved, but many other people. But this year, Tom gave me a hand and was on deck, and Mitch swam in both of the events.
Yep, I saw that.
Yeah, and then last year, the very first one, they swam on Saturday. Mitch came into town, and Thursday he and Bill sparred in my boxing gym, and it was pretty competitive. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
he's a pretty intense guy.
Yeah, what's Mitch's body fat? About 0.5 or something?
Yeah, he's pretty intense. I've just been talking to him on the phone, but he seems like a pretty intense
He's
guy.
a great guy.
Yeah, and his program that he's put together has been something of a needed in the community, in the law enforcement community, and also the jiu-jitsu community. It's been talked about for a long time in many different ways. And the fact that Mitch was the one that was able to harness in multiple schools coast to coast is truly a testament to just how tenacious he is in life. He's this pretty unbelievable program.
Hey, Alan, for the people, including myself, that maybe don't totally understand what jiu-jitsu is, can you give us a little summary?
Jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu more specifically, is a art that was based on Japanese jiu-jitsu back in the day by the Gracie family. And the unique style of jiu-jitsu that we teach, Jamal and I teach out of our schools, is mostly ground-based, grappling-based jiu-jitsu. I teach striking, I do teach some weaponry, but that's not a huge part of our curriculum. Our majority of our curriculum is grappling. Looks similar to judo or wrestling, where you engage a partner on your feet. You clinch up, you close the distance and clinch, you get positive contact with your opponent, and you either finish the fight on your feet using submissions or strikes, or most likely in a mixed martial arts type venue, you would then take the person to the ground where you can more positively control them and have a more certain outcome based on superior grappling skills. And grappling could be defined as anything from wrestling to judo to Brazilian jiu-jitsu to sambo to any other group of grappling arts throughout the world that's taught. But Brazilian jiu-jitsu by and far is the most recognized form of jiu-jitsu right now out.
Right. And as opposed to being about violence, it's more about discipline and control, correct?
Well, it is. It's active violence and control of violence. Of course, there can be chokes, there can be arm bars and knee bars and ways to break your opponent's body in ways that are unrecoverable during the match. But the control aspect is what is unique to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and to our style of martial arts. And that's why it's so effective for the law enforcement community. A lot of the times when we see these officers get into altercations with a subject, they have more often than not a hard time controlling their opponent and or controlling themselves in a way that doesn't put themselves or other partners in harm's way.
Yeah, I think the big thing is fear. And these guys, and take race, take a lot of things out of sight. I can say it because I am African American, but I think a lot of people are the issues, the bigger issues out there is. I think all of these shootings, I think all of these assaults, I think it's more of a fear-based thing. Yeah, they might be wrong. Some are justified, some aren't. But the reality is the bigger reason is these people are just scared. And what I mean by that is if you put somebody into a situation where they've never had an altercation ever before in their life, and now you put them into a bad neighborhood, I don't care what color you are, people are going to be freaking scared. Even me. You put me in a bad neighborhood, I'm going to be nervous. However, I'm a little bit more confident because I've been in fights before. I'm not going to be the person that's going to pull out my gun, and my reaction is to try to conflict resolution. You know what I mean? Not to go out there and be scared. And I feel like a lot of these issues are stemming from people just being scared, never being in a fight in their life. Not that they need to be in a fight, never grappled, never be an athlete in their life, never been challenged athletically. You know, only time they ever been challenged athletically was when they had to do their PT test for 3 weeks in the police academy. You know, these guys should be training all the time. It
Right.
should be your livelihood. A cop, and listen, I tell you right now.
Oh boy,
All right. That's all right. We'll get him back. There he is.
Jamal, you muted us.
Did I?
Yeah, no, you're good.
If a jujitsu, if a police officer can't make it through a jujitsu class, that person shouldn't be a jujitsu. It shouldn't be a police officer. If his ego is too big to get beat one day and then not be able to come back, then he shouldn't be a police officer. And that's just how I believe it. You have to be able to challenge yourself. You have to be able to get beat, come back, try again. You have to be able to develop some sort of confidence.
Right.
Well,
So I agree too. We talk about all the defunding of the police, and we should really be doing the exact opposite. We should be funding them more and training them more in all areas, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
And I think they need to, and like my biggest fear is like they do this, but then they keep it to just like interdepartment stuff. They need to be out of the department. They need to be in the communities, working with other people that are different than them and getting beat by the kid who doesn't come from money, who that's someone they never thought they would ever associate with, and now they're best friends. You know what I mean? That's who they need to be training with, not other police officers.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Right, most police officers go through a whole year, maybe not having any confrontation. Then all of a sudden, now they've got a confrontation in front of them, and they're supposed to handle it properly, right? And like you said, they're scared because they don't want to lose their lives or get hurt. So,
yeah, which is understandable.
Yeah, totally. I agree. And so this event on Saturday, I know I've got the information, right? Mark, you sent me the flyer, and I'll post that on my Facebook page. It's down. Where is it? What town is it in?
It's in Union, New Jersey. So it's in my facility. It's an All-Star Mixed Martial Arts.
Good.
Yeah, it's in Union, New Jersey. Address is 1166 West Chestnut in Union. So it's going to be there. Yep.
Excellent. Perfect. Okay. I'll post that again online so everybody can see that too. So now anybody can show up and come in?
Yeah, just as long as they pay a $100 donation, save their receipt, and then I'll have somebody check in, and then they come in and be in, be a part of a fun seminar. Yeah. Just make sure they bring their masks.
What's the format, Jamal?
So what we're going to do is we're going to have one big technique session, and then we're going to break out into different areas, just because my facility's got 3 different rooms, just so people aren't on top of each other, and then reconvene, teach a technique, and then go into the 3 different areas again.
And I heard that time get to fight Allen. Is that what it is?
Excuse me?
12 at a time taking on Allen. Like
bring it.
Okay, I like that attitude. That's good.
Jamal, I don't know how much you dove into Tom, but he had a few fights back in the day playing for the New York Rangers and the Los Angeles Kings. It's a little different format, but
it is funny looking back at these fights, right? Because I've got one that I'm going to post tomorrow. It was my second game in the National Hockey League, and way back then, this is 1980, 81. And I'm from around the Toronto, Ontario area, and the game was actually in Toronto. The first game I played in was up in Boston, and I was so nervous I shot the puck in my own net. This is my first National Hockey League game. So I hadn't officially been told I'd made the NHL team yet. So the next game we're playing, we're in Toronto, right? I've watched hundreds of hockey games from the Maple Leaf Gardens, and I was carrying the puck up the ice, and a guy butt-ended me. And I went down, and it was kind of dirty play. And I'm thinking to myself, like this split second, I said, okay, I had a terrible game last night. I've got to do something about this. I want to play in the National Hockey League. And the video is hilarious because I stood up and just suckered him and knocked him out cold. And they told me after the game I'd made the team. So it was a good choice. But yeah, our fights were like, we didn't know what we were doing. We get mad. You grab the guy's arm and you start throwing as many punches as you can. He's going to go.
You're also on ice, so it doesn't make it that much easier.
Yeah. It wasn't a whole lot of grappling and technique back then.
I used to go to a lot of hockey games. Where I went to college, we had a really good hockey.
Yeah. Really good program up there. Yes. Yeah. That's good. What was your major, Jamal?
Sociology.
Oh, very good. Good. And Alan, where'd you go to school?
I went to Boston University. And I was a business major there.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Don't ask me, Tom.
You went to the School of Hard Knocks. That's what you want, Mark.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So once again, on Saturday at 12 o'clock. And again, Jamal, where's the address there?
1166 West Chestnut Street in Union, New Jersey.
Excellent. Okay. And again, I will post that then. So it's going to be a fun event, guys. It's $100 for a great cause. It's for Adopt a Cop. And I will be there. And if you're not there, we're going to come after you. We'll chase you down. And,
That's it.
Right. Good. Well, this was great to meet you. I'm looking forward to Saturday to be there with you guys. It's going to be a blast. And it's a great cause that you guys are doing. And I really appreciate you doing it for the cops too. That's fantastic.
Thank you very much.
All right, Mark. Mark, are you wearing a shirt on Saturday?
Oh yeah.
No shirts, Mark. Not for Mark.
All right. All right, guys. See you on Saturday.
Take care.
All right. Thanks.